Once you work in the virtual world very long with virtual machines, you're going to find yourself in need of moving a virtual machine from your environment to someone else's environment, and inevitably they're not on VMware. Well, you can export virtual machines very easily in the VMware environment, but what we're going to export them to is something called OVF. So workstation virtual machines can be exported to OVF, and this is a format that's known as Open Virtualization Format. Now, what this is the industry standard for packaging and distributing virtual machines. Now, this is kind of the XML equivalent for virtual machines, where we're using XML as the standard for declaring and describing data. OVF is the standard for packaging up everything you need about a virtual machine and putting it into a file. Now, if OVF is the standard, and assuming that it's the standard, it's so great, why are we using VMDK in VMware, and how is it different from VMDK? Well, here's the answer to both of those questions. VMDK is a file format that only encodes a single virtual disk from a virtual machine, and it does not contain the virtual hardware information because we're trying to tweak all the performance we can, and so the VMDK file is one of many. The other files have information about the hardware, memory state, and that sort of thing. The VMDK just deals with the data and the OS that's running, the operating system that's running, and so it gives us great response times. OVF packages everything. Notice that it provides a complete specification of the virtual machine in one file. Now, there are two ways to work with OVF. Workstation can very easily import and export a virtual machine in OVF. Since we package everything up into just one file, it makes it very easy to move these files around. As a matter of fact, if you work with appliances off of the VMware website, and these are basically pre-configured virtual machines, you will get those in the OVF format. Now, if we want to export any of our own VMware virtual machines to OVF, all we have to do is in Workstation, click on that machine and do an export file, and then just choose Export to OVF. And notice the virtual machine will have to be powered off to do this. It cannot be encrypted. And then if we want to open an OVF file, notice we can just do File Open and browse to the OVF file. It will be imported, split out, busted into the pieces that we need, and then everything will work. Now, if you want to work with OVF files in a more generic or command line environment, there is a standalone OVF tool, and this is available on the VMware website. So I don't want to go too deep here, but just understand that OVF is the industry standard, and what you're going to find in a lot of places is that almost any package out there will convert to and from OVF. So if I want to move something from my Workstation VMware environment to another platform, just export it out to OVF, go to the new platform, import the OVF. The OVF is going to be one single file that has everything I need to know about that particular virtual machine, and it's a very easy way to move these things around, to standardize how we store these things all in one file. So anyway, that's basically all I want to go into right here. Just understand what OVF is. Don't panic when you see it. No big deal in Workstation. It will import and export these very easily.